Tonight on Connecticut's news station, it's still unclear who's the next mayor of Bridgeport, but there are new calls of ballot fraud. We're getting a look at where the city goes from here.
And the capital city does have a new mayor. We'll hear from him and his plans once he takes over office.
Plus, a COVID comeback. A popular restaurant could be returning to Hartford. We'll take a look at what this could mean for the city. And rallying around the Huskies, one of the UConn women's basketball team's star players returns to the court as the season gets underway.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Hartford voters have elected their next mayor, Democratic nominee Arunan Arulampalam. He secured 69% of the votes and will take over the role from Luke Bronin.
Fox 61 political reporter Emma Wolforst spoke with the new and outgoing mayors today about their plans to transition leadership.
Less than a day after he was officially elected, the next mayor of Hartford, Arunan Arulampalam, is hitting the ground running.
A transition is a real opportunity to have conversations and dream about what the city could look like for the next 4 to 8 years.
Arulampalam says he's not wasting time. Wednesday afternoon, he announced his transition leadership team made up of heavy hitters in state government and community leaders.
This is an important part of any campaign or any end of campaign, right? Because January 1st it starts. But if you're not prepared, there's no excuses on January 2nd for not being ready.
Arulampalam wants to use this transition period to hear from citizens, both those who voted for him and those who did not. He says he will bring together policy groups, and he wants to host public hearings throughout November.
We really want to get the voices of as many Hartford residents at the table.
Arulampalam and current mayor Luke Bronin say this is also a time to set priorities for next year. Arulampalam says he will build on economic development, create safe spaces for youth, work on community policing initiatives, and increase housing.
I think it's important that the mayor be engaged, but it's also important that democracy is a two-way conversation. Democracy doesn't just happen in the voting booth, that it happens all year round, and we are really engaging in conversations about what it looks like to dream about the city, to be hopeful for the city.
For Bronin, he says the next 2 months are about tying up loose ends and making sure the new team can come in with as few distractions as possible.
To everything, there is a season. We've just been through the season of politics, but the time for politics is done. The time for coming together as a community and moving Hartford forward is now.
Mayor Bronin is still in City Hall until next January, when Arulampalam will then take over. Bronin telling me today he's feeling as optimistic and confident as he's ever been in the next mayor. Reporting in Hartford, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Emma, thank you. On to Bridgeport now, where despite 2 rounds of voting, residents of Connecticut's most populous city still don't know who their next mayor will be.
Mayor Joe Ganim is claiming victory, but once again, John Gomes is saying the election was stolen. Fox 61's Matt Karen tells us where we go from here.
Well, a new primary will be held, likely sometime in December, but it's only going to affect the mayor's race, not any of the other contests.
We won again on the poll.
A new election, the same result.
Where we go from here now is a new primary.
John Gomes was ahead of Mayor Joe Ganim by 564 votes until the late-night tally of absentee ballots put Ganim in the lead by 175. Gomes calling Ganim a corrupt criminal, Ganim calling Gomes a vengeful bully.
Respect the voters of the city of Bridgeport. Withdraw these claims.
One thing we know, Tuesday's election won't count. A judge who found what he called shocking evidence of ballot fraud ordered a new primary.
To do a primary again after a legitimate general election seems, excuse the word, but I'll use it, asinine.
Ganim could appeal that ruling to the state Supreme Court, but didn't provide any clarity.
The lawyers are looking at that right now.
Ironically, the scenario makes Bridgeport's third-place finisher, Lamont Daniels, a powerful man. He hasn't decided if he'll continue his campaign.
Some say you could play the role of the spoiler.
Oh, really? Well, right now, I have 2 young children. And so on the day after, right now, my focus is spending time with my family.
With more than 18,000 votes, Daniels has more than enough to sway the election. He hasn't ruled out endorsing another candidate.
I haven't ruled out anything right now.
All this as John Gomes once again claims the election was stolen.
The same perpetrators who were on administrative leave with pay were out there orchestrating their game and how they were going to steal the absentee ballot once again.
And as Mayor Ganem walked away from a question about the employment status of Wanda Jeter, his supporter and city employee caught on camera allegedly committing ballot fraud.
Can you update us on the employment status of Wanda? We're good, okay?
People want to know that.
What do they want to know? I'll answer.
The employment status of Wanda? I mean, she's on paid administrative leave. When are you going to make a decision on her?
I don't make those decisions, but thank you for
You're the
asking.
mayor. You don't make decisions.
I don't make those decisions.
I also talked today with the Office of the Secretary of the State. They told me that both campaigns have until Friday to agree on a date for a new primary. It still remains unclear if Bridgeport's appointed interim election monitor, who's serving as a watchdog of sorts, Peggy Reeves, will remain in her position for this new primary. Reporting in Bridgeport, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Matt, thank you. And for the first time in more than a decade, Waterbury will have a new mayor. Mayor-elect Paul Pernaruski declared victory just after the polls closed last night. Fox 61 New Haven County Bureau reporter Julia LeBlanc sat down with the soon-to-be man in charge, and she shares that conversation with us from Bank Street in Waterbury.
Come December 1st, after being sworn in, Paul Pernaruski will trade his campaign office for a spot at City Hall. And as you'll see in just a moment, he's no stranger to the Brass City.
I've loved Waterbury, I've loved being involved with Waterbury, so, being mayor is not that far from, being in the middle of all of that.
Paul Pernaruski was born and raised in the Brass City. He spent 21 years on the Board of Alders, most recently serving as the president of the board. With his background as a lawyer, he wants to continue to raise the bar for Waterbury.
It's the 5th largest city in Connecticut, but it's really like a big town, and people here know each other, they care about each other.
And he knows current mayor Neil O'Leary well. He's worked alongside him during his 3 terms. When he announced he wasn't running again, Paul stepped up.
When he decided to retire, I was at the point where I was retiring from my job, and the two things just came together and made it possible.
So what is his first goal when he takes office? He says it's addressing crime, a major concern from neighbors.
And the big issue for us there is working with the legislature to make sure that we get the laws in place that allow us to keep violent criminals off the streets.
As construction continues right outside his campaign office, Pernaruski wants to invest more in downtown and education.
But we have a lot of students who just aren't getting through. They're failing, they're not going to school. And so we really have to drill down.
Starting with re-engaging families within the school system and strengthening the district's partnership with those at City Hall.
I look forward to December 1st and then being able to start working for the city and the people of Waterbury.
Now, Pernaruski says he had a great conversation with his opponent, Republican candidate Dawn Majorano, last night, and they both agreed they want the best for the city. Now, Majorano sent us a statement saying, quote, "I'm so proud of the campaign we ran. We called out the big issues. We got people who haven't been involved in local politics for many years involved and excited. I wish Mayor-elect Pernaruski luck with his term." Now, Pernaruski beat Majorano by just over 570 votes. We are here in Waterbury. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Julia. Turning to the weather now, there's still some beautiful fall foliage out there. Fox 61, Sky 61 that is, captured this scene over Fisher Meadows in Avon this afternoon.
That is a very pretty place in the fall, by the way. And it's colder outside today and this week. In fact, those crisp fall temperatures are the rule out there right now. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now with a look at the forecast. Rach?
Yeah, and that chill is going to stick with us right into this upcoming weekend. It's not going anywhere. Right now, 42 degrees in Hartford. And with that chill today, we are keeping an eye on a batch of showers approaching Connecticut. And some of this could actually fall as a couple of sleet pellets or even snowflakes in parts of the state. Most of it is really light in nature, and we're not expecting it to cause a lot of issues for us here in Connecticut. And it'll be long gone by the time we head towards daybreak. So it's more of a curiosity than anything else, but still, it's just a sign of the times. Could see some pink on the radar here as we head through maybe be a few hours from now. But the bulk of this upcoming system is going to end up staying to the north of us. It will end up being a pretty nasty morning commute for parts of northern Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire. Right now, temperatures are falling pretty quickly. We're already in the mid-30s in Torrington, upper 30s in Windham, and right around the 40-degree mark right now in Meriden. We'll see overnight lows tumbling back through the 30s for pretty much everyone as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. We're going to start the day off with cloudy skies. We'll see a few showers developing. It's not an all-day washout. I don't think it's a big rainy day, but still, it'll be wet at times. And then I think we may end up drying things out mid to late afternoon. There's even a chance for a bit of late day sunshine. We'll talk more about it, your full forecast coming up.
All right, Rachel, thank you. Well, 4 people face charges now after allegedly shooting at New Haven police during a pursuit. Police say they were attempting to stop a wanted vehicle around 10 last night when the driver sped off, and someone inside the vehicle, police say, fired shots at the pursuing officers. The car was later stopped in North Haven when police deployed stop sticks. 4 people inside the car tried to run away but were caught and arrested by police.
A man accused of killing a visiting nurse in Willimantic is in court to face probation violation charges. Michael Reese was put on probation for an assault charge back in 2006. Police say Reese is a suspect in the October murder of Joyce Grace at a halfway house in Willimantic. They say Reese had Grace's belongings after her death. Ansonia police make an arrest in connection to a homicide from July. Jada Artis is charged with her alleged involvement in the deadly shooting of Abdul Jalil Humphrey. This happened on Hodge Avenue on July 14th. Police say a second suspect, Siobhan Valentine, has been identified as a person of interest. Police believe he shot Humphrey. He's currently in custody on unrelated charges and is expected to be arrested.
A Bristol woman facing charges for allegedly abandoning her 2-year-old child. Police say Yvette Lees Hernandez left her child alone in her apartment and told a neighbor she did not intend to return or continue to care for the child. That neighbor alerted police. Police now say the child is being cared for by family members and is doing okay. And 11 people are without a home tonight after a fire in Hartford. Flames broke out at a 3-story home on Homestead Avenue this morning. Everyone was able to get out safely and no one was hurt. The Red Cross is now assisting the families that were impacted.